Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. Are you ready, users? Welcome to the world of It Came Out Sometime in March of 1982. We last played 10-pin bowling for the ZX81 in the UK. Let's press forward and see our next game. We're going to another version of Tic Tac Toe for the IBM PC. I think there's 12 IBM PC games called Tic Tac Toe, or MS-DOS games. So this is one of them. Again, doesn't have a box, just a few screenshots. Let's take a look at Tic Tac Toe in some point in March 1982 by international PC owners. If you couldn't play Tic Tac Toe yourself on a piece of paper, why not do it here? So here you go. International PC owners, press any key to continue. Yes, we're in. What do we want to play? Again, 2 people, basic game, more difficult, most difficult, and then instructions. How do you play tic-tac-toe? It's not like we haven't done one before. Yes, at this point it will be. All right, let's do a 2-person game. So move for X, and we're just putting the numbers in. Nice grid for us. So we say 6, 9, 8, 7, 3, and we'll just pretend he's dumb. Yes! X wins. You want to play again? And does it go? Yeah, there we go. It goes again. And then let's do most difficult game. Okay, against the computer. Here you go. Number 5. Can we beat them out is the question. Let's go with 3. And I think they already got us. 1, 8... and draw. And that's probably how it is when you play the most difficult time. Yes, the question is why? Why? You can play this on a piece of paper. Maybe because they just want to flex some programming skills and show that they can do tic-tac-toe. But I'd say of all the games we played to this point, it really does work for tic-tac-toe. So it's hard to say it is broken, but I mean, it's tic-tac-toe. It's just one game. So I'm still going to say 1 star. I could even go half star, but it's really just because it's not broken. It works. It's tic-tac-toe. All right, let's press forward and see our next game. We're next on the Atari home computer. This is Time Warp. Time Warp is one I'm not familiar with. Let's take a look at the box for Time Warp. Whoa, what is going on there? Very different box than we've seen for home computers. Who is this by? It says English Software Company. Okay, probably one of the first ones we've seen. They just tried to design the craziest fantasy creature. It's got wings like an insect, spider legs, a head like a lion, or a mane like a lion, and a snake. Just blend it all together. Creep some people out with Time Warp. And there's the advertising flyer. It is right in the center at the bottom. Time Warp, the 16K cassette or disc, 15 bucks. What a steal. Depends on how the game runs, I guess. So no manual for this one. We're going in dry. Here's Time Warp. It released at some point in March 1982 by Chris Daniel. Way to go, Chris Daniel. And this one is the cassette version. We take whatever we can get here on the channel. Oh, it loaded really fast. That's interesting. Usually it takes a while to load. Oh, we have another loading screen. So after you load the cassette, then you got to load again. We always love more loading here in 1982. I'm tempted to hit fast forward, but after last episode, I was hitting the key too fast, and I don't want to mess up the gameplay. I'm pressured. Oh. That sound means that your cassette is overheating. At least it sounds like an alarm. Don't worry, kids. That's just how the game loads. It's not the usual sound. We hear something else whenever it comes to loading games, and we don't hear this. This sounds like a warning. Warning. You've been playing too much of your Atari home computer. Please turn it off now. This is the real loading for this game. I can't believe it. Okay, I'm going to have to hit fast forward. Please don't die on me. Yes, it didn't die. English Software Company presents Time Warp. We get an opening cinematic. Or at least 2 objects chasing each other. And it loads again. I wasn't expecting the second loading screen. So after you load the cassette, then you load the opening screen, and then you load the game. I'm developing a trend here, and I feel like we're going to see more of this as time goes on. It was only 16K, so I wouldn't find it too surprising. All right, let's go fast forward. Okay, here's the real load. This one is taking an extremely long time. There we go. Do you want to restore a previously saved game? No, we don't. Chronologically Gaming, where you see all of the pains of loading video games. Okay, so we're in. I am controlling the face, the yellow face in the center of the screen. Believe it or not, this is a role-playing game taking a science fiction trope, which is kind of rare. The only one we can think of is Star Quest, the other one by Epix. Yeah, yeah, this was a bit much, and we even do fast forwarding. Usually we get through this a lot faster. Okay, so I'm in the game, moving around. I have different stats at the bottom. We didn't have the manual, so we're going to have to make this up. We got D, probably defense, OFF, probably offense, SUP, don't know what that is, TRE, STR is probably strength, that's probably our energy, and then TIM, possibly time. And then a few different symbols around the screen. Looks like I'm moving slow through purple, and then if I hit the red button, oh, okay, I get a shot. Do we have all 8 directions? We do. Now wait, is it bringing any stats down to shoot? Okay, good, there's no ammo. Let's go pick up the shield at the top. Got some defense, okay. Defense went up by 2. What's this over here? Need some treasure. Okay, I guess that doesn't work, but it removes some of the purple. What about this one? Need some tools. Okay, I guess you can't chop down the tree without tools. The tree does nothing. This statue says treasure. What is this thing? I'm afraid to go on that. Can I shoot it? Uh-oh. I can't shoot. Where's my shot? Oh, that's interesting. What? The the pause or break key for the Atari home computer makes the screen do this, and I don't know what that means, but I've never seen that. Usually it just pauses the game. Maybe it's the pause screen. All right, so it is a role-playing game, so let's explore a little bit. I feel a little leery to run into that. Let's try it out. Oh, okay, you need tools for that. Good, it didn't kill us. I thought it was going to be a blade or something. And move to the next screen, so it's a fixed screen, or sorry, flipped screen role-playing game. Oh, it didn't continue in the side of the screen. We were in the middle of it. All right, let's pick up another shield. Get some more defense. Get some more defense. Oh, this looks like treasure. What's this? Oh, some bullets. Okay, it's not. Hope it's not keeping track of bullets. I just wasted a ton. But 8-way shot's pretty nice. It must be my laser gun if this is a sci-fi role-playing game. All right, let's continue on to the next screen. Oh, I guess not. Let's not continue to the next screen. How about here? No. No. Okay, we don't go that way. We'll go check out the other side. That's a good idea. Maybe it does doing something to prevent screen burn-in, and we just saw him talk about that in electronic games. So we'll go back to level 1. Wait, this is a different area. The maze already begins. All right, let's pick this up. This is some weapons. Nice. So offense goes up. And shield. I'm thinking this is just a symbol that is determining how much you can absorb from enemies and then how much your bullets or laser shots attack. Oh, those are tools, the ladders. Okay, we got tools, nice. Let's see if we can touch this now that we got some treasure. Anything? Okay, need treasure. Never mind. All right, let's head back this way. Where am I now? Okay, more shields. We haven't seen any enemies yet. Can I shoot this? I cannot. What is it? Oh, it's some treasure. It got some more treasure. Nice. Okay, it works. I really love that we can use the Atari joystick, but we're exploring. It's a role-playing game. We're increasing stats slowly but surely. Obviously taking ideas from Adventure, but a little bit more impressive, just slightly more impressive graphically. But the movement's pretty nice. Using the joystick works great. I haven't seen really what attacking is going to be like. All right, let's pick up this. What's that? Some more weapons. And then some more weapons over here. And let's work our way... Oh, there we go. Yes. Real-time action role-playing. And my shot is terrible. Fire! Quick! Oh, he's running away. Yes! We're too strong for him. It's dead. Oh, no, see, I'm pushing the wrong button. Sorry about that. Oh, it leaves this dead body on the screen? That is awesome. Can we go this way? Okay, the way he was running actually is a section we can go. And then need some treasure for that. Still don't know exactly what that is. Okay, here's some treasure. Let's get this. Some treasure. Okay, it just keeps saying need some treasure. This is another game that doesn't have too much artwork or manuals that we could find online. And some of these games, we're not going to find anything when we get to certain titles. I'm preparing for 1983, and I'm coming across games that have absolutely nothing, and it makes me wonder if it even was a game that came out. And so, while it seems weird to not play with a manual, this is sometimes what we're gonna have to experience. Okay, got some bullets. Okay, we have tools, so... Okay, nope, need some tools, I guess. Can we do the bullet? No? Red button on the Atari VCS doesn't work on that. And it is giving you the flash of the screen. Okay, I guess we pick up some more treasure over here. I hate to say this because I'm not super big on lore and story in video games, but because we didn't get any backstory of what we're doing, why we're doing it, it doesn't make me want to continue on, and it makes me feel a little dirty saying that, because it's like, I want a story. I want to know who I am and what I'm doing, but at the same time, I'm not the kind of person who likes that or wants that. But it's still fun. You're able to move around, pick up things, and you're progressively getting better. Yeah, right? So there you go, a small taste of Time Warp. But once again, I want to play some more. I want to see how far it goes, how many different mechanics they bring into the game. It's not your average game that you'd see in 1982. I'm still going to say 3.5 stars for Time Warp, because an action role-playing game is so rare. And you can see they spend a lot of time on this one. So fairly impressive for 1982. I give it up for Time Warp and play some more. And with that, let's press forward and see our next game. Next, we're going to the arcades in Japan. This is Tornado. Another hard-to-find Data East, one of the hardest-to-find Deco cassette games. Let's take a look at the artwork for Tornado. As always, it'll be on the Deco cassette system, so you just need to replace the cassette, and that's it. There's the control panel, looks like the other ones by Data East. And there's the arcade marquee for Tornado. Yeah, and the screenshot we have is pretty bizarre. Let's see exactly what happens when we play the game. We got two, well, we actually only have one on the Deco cassette. Believe it or not, there's another game called Tornado that's a Defender bootleg. So if I boot this up, it just looks like exactly like Defender. So ignore that one. But if someone says, what about the Tornado that isn't this one? It's because it's exactly like Defender. All right, so let's press forward and go to the arcades in Japan, checking out the latest by Data East. Yes, at some point in March 1982. And since it's on the Deco cassette, you bet we're going to speed this sucker up. Fast forward. The reason I say this one was harder to come by is the Deco cassette system is pretty well documented of which cassettes came out. Not exactly when, but the order of the tapes that were available. And this is one that there's not a lot of artwork for, like proof that this actually came out. So it's possible this was a prototype. But I'm trying not to play any prototypes or half-made games. I only want to play the released ones. So nothing's telling me that this is not available. Let's see what Tornado's like. Yes, by Data East. All right, so it's going through the attract mode, and yeah, it does give me vibes of Tempest. Obviously not doing the vector graphics. I'm not sure exactly what's going on in the attract mode, but you do move yourself around the vortex, similar to a tunnel shooter, and enemies are coming at you from the center. All right, let's put a coin in. Ooh, and pushing start, it says pattern number 1. Okay, so full range of motion, the controls are the same. Oh, I got a power, I have a power shot that blows everything up. Let's do that again. Yeah, nice. But controls are the same as everything else on the Deco cassette, which means it's still a 8-way joystick. Oh, wow, blew up so fast. But control feels pretty good. I'm able to move all the way around freely, and it looks like the enemies are coming for stuff at the bottom, but I can't. I'll just blow everybody up then. But fast-paced. You can even move inside, so not exactly like a Tempest clone, because I can move to the center of the screen and get some faster shots. We saved 3 capsules. Energy rating, stage 1. Oh, they have a rating, nice. So they changed up. And just like Tempest, you see the enemies coming. Oh, I'm out of super bombs. No! Looks like I'm about to blow. So when they get to the edge of the screen, I don't see a way to destroy them. It's only firing down the center, so if they're on the edge of the screen, There's nothing I can do to save my buddies. Yep, I'm not able to... I don't know how to kill them from the outside, so you have to be really quick as they're coming up from the middle and shoot them as quick as you can. Or there we go, just ram into him. It looked like it wasn't hurting me. Well, I was flashing red, but I don't know for sure if it was killing me. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting prototypes and ones that aren't released. One of the reasons I have to put a limit on not playing games that aren't official releases is because we're already doing so many that are actually released titles. You've already seen we're doing some homebrews, but a game that actually was never completed is where we're going to be drawing the line. Because later on, there's going to be so many thousands and thousands that we won't play. It has to be a real release. No prototypes. I haven't decided yet if later on the prototypes that get resurfaced, you know, in the 2010s and later, if those games are going to be considered. But I mean, I'll worry about that or think about that when I get to the 2010s. It's 1982. I don't think I'm going to leave the 80s. All right, let's put another coin in. One more try. I want to see the patterns change up. Because now that I know that I can ram into enemies. There, like that. So you can use your ship and the shots. Oh, much better. Yeah, I don't think it's wearing me out. That's the way to go. Now we're getting it. Yeah, we already said it's going to be called Genealogically Gaming. That's it. That's how you do it. You know what's also interesting about this is one of the first games where it feels like we're playing as a mech. Oh, they fired a shot at me. I gotta avoid those. Even though it's a small sprite on the screen, it's kind of like we're playing as a giant robot. So it's like the first ever kaiju game. Let's see here. Go, go. Okay, so that was a bullet. I have to avoid the bullets, but the enemies I can knock out with my own ship. Who knew? You play a game a few times and you get the hang of it. Chronologically Gaming is more about let's play get a quick, brief glimpse of the game. And if the games are something I've never heard of before, it does have some of these do have big learning curves. Yep, avoid that shot. Got it. And that's it. Yes. Oh yeah, it's fun. It would be remiss to call it Tempest, not because of the graphics, it's because it doesn't circle around like a usual tunnel shooter. And it scales your character in and out as far as you go down the tunnel, which is kind of cool. And you got to consider, this is something that you had the same arcade cabinet with Data East, and all you did was buy the cassette, and you got this. A really easy conversion kit. Well, even better than the conversion kit. Yeah, the Decker cassette was even simpler than that. Oh man, they wiped so many out. Oh my gosh. Wow. I will be proud to be in a white beard playing video games, still streaming on the channel at that point. But we'll see when we get there. All right, so there you go. That's Tornado in the arcade by Data East. I would say it's a blast. Definitely above average for all the games you play at the time. I wouldn't say it's one of the best games you could play because it's still a single screen experience. And we've seen games that are pushing limits of what things you can do as far as a shooter. But I'll still say 4 stars for Tornado. It's excellent. Check it out by Data East. And let's press forward and see our next game. We're next on the TRS-80 color computer, and this is Tower of Fear. And for this one, I kind of blended two together. There's a Tower of Fear on the TRS-80, and then there's a Tower of Fear for the Coco. Both released this year. Having a hard time playing and tracking down the TRS-80, but the Coco one we did get, so I kind of put two together. This one is, if you look at the front of the box, I've heard this was the TRS-80 front of the box. Very nice. And I bet she started whenever she was really, really young, whenever Twitch first began. And you flip it over in the back, it's really hard to read what it is, but there's the story of Tower of Fear. The Greylock outback in the mist dwelt the wizards. It's the history and lore of it. And there's our 5 1/4 floppy disk. And again, this was the TRS-80. Don't know how different it was for the Coco, but couldn't find really good box or artwork for the Coco. So this is by Charles Forsyth. Way to go, Charles. No manual for this one. Let's pop it and play Tower of Fear, released at some point in March 1982. Let's bask in that Coco green glow. It feels good. Oh, machine language. Interesting. I know this is an adventure game. It's interactive fiction. Usually, they just run them in BASIC. So, you go you. Yeah, I read it was the same programmer, so that's why I kind of fudged it. Whether it's TRS-80 or Coco, we'll just say the color computer's better. We're only going to play that one. Oh, really? Okay, some subroutines. Nice. Tower of Fear. Oh, yeah. Show off those colors. Way to go, Coco. Load a save game. No, we do not. We're at the base of a tall tower. You see a memo, a sign, thick ivy. Exits are north and south. Welcome to adventure number 1 by Charles Forsyth. So you heard it right. This is one of his first adventures, and there's going to be more, very similar to Scott Adams. Those text adventure games are very popular. We're going to see series cropping up all over the place. So this is the newest adventure series, starting with Tower of Fear. So what do we want to do? Let's go get memo. Read memo. It's got to tell us something fun, right? Pack Droids, the ultimate in pack action for any 16K color computer. No way. It's an advertisement inside the game. That's hilarious. Go buy Pack Droids now. Okay, thanks, Charles Forsyth. All right, let's go north. And now we're in the front of a palace. You see an archway and an oil lamp. And go west. We're in a field. We see a dagger. That's right. Get that dagger. Yes, we will be getting to that one. We saw something similar, though, right? Did we get a first iteration of Pack Droids that we played? We've already played so many of the first versions. I'm starting to lose track. I have a list, but I don't keep the list with me when we do the live stream. I'm more of a, let's just go, move forward. And then whenever I go into the comments section and have to remember what we played from the past, then I refer to that one. Okay, so we got the dagger. Let's do it. Let's go east. We're now in front of a palace. We have the archway and the oil lamp. All right, let's go get lamp. Nice. Can't get the archway, right? Oh, you can just see the archway. All right, let's go south. We're now at the base of a tall tower. Is it the tower? We see a sign and thick ivy. Read sign. Oil is scarce. Use it. Oh, it's giving... Oh, it says score, too. But it says it's giving us hints already. Oh, Pac-Man where you can shoot? Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, the colors are very different than we saw before. I'd say better. I like this color scheme. Can we burn ivy? Oh, no. I bet we will, though. All right, let's go south again. You are in a thicket. You see a pit. All right, so let's go pit. You're in the lair of the Cyclops. You see the Cyclops. The Cyclops swings his mighty sword, but you dodged. Yes, we dodged him. Awesome. Kill Cyclops. The Cyclops swings his mighty sword, but you dodge. We hit him, though. Okay, kill him again. The Cyclops swings his mighty sword and hits you. Uh-oh. But wait, we hit him twice. How many daggers does it take? Kill Cyclops. You miss, and we dodge. Good. Now, is there a repeat command? Not every text adventure has one. You miss, and we dodge. Kill Cyclops. You hit. Cyclops swings his mighty sword, but you dodge. Nice, we got it. Come on, die, Cyclops. You miss, and he hits us. Oh, gosh. Dang it. Oh, I knew I was going to do that. Whenever I'm typing quickly, that's why I'm very carefully realizing I need to make sure I type the correct thing. At least it didn't fault, and you know the Cyclops got another turn on it. Cyclops swings his mighty sword, but you dodge. How many hits does it take to kill the Cyclops? Oh, kill. Kill Cyclops. You hit, the Cyclops runs off defeated. Yes, victory on an interactive fiction game. Yes, I'm experiencing that as well. It's very frustrating. But I have seen on different versions of MAME, it changes up whether it's going to affect the keys or not. And you do have options on what kind of keyboard and how you want the keyboard to respond that I've been going in and trying to experience with it since the last time we played one of the other text adventure games. And it was doing fine until now, so I'm not sure what it is. But yeah, it's not the original hardware for sure. Would never blame that one. All right, get sword. Nice. And we got a jeweled scabbard too. Get scabbard. No, scabbard. Yeah, it's all the doubles. It does it every single time. All right, so let's go up. We are now in the thicket again and go north. We're at the base of the tall tower and drop scabbard. That's the thing about it, way too long. Climb. Oh, cut. Cut ivy. With sword. You cut a hole in it. Hey, it knew we wanted to use the sword. The game is actually understanding what we want. Okay, so we cut a hole in the ivy. And drop sword. Okay, got it. And drop dagger. All right, go. Hole. Go, hole! You're in total darkness, and you can't see. Light. Lamp. The lamp is on. You're in a corridor. We see a silver bar and a chain hanging from the ceiling. Nice. Get bar. Got it. Very nice. Let's go east. We're now in a laboratory. We see note. Get note. Read that note. It says... Amasses plus mirror. You figure out the puzzle. That's all the taste we get of Tower of Fear for the TRS-80 color computer. So, excellent, excellent. Great time. I really enjoyed that it remembered part of what we were trying to say, so it automatically filled it out for us. Oh, you want to use the sword? Here you go. Any quality of life touches are very nice. We saw this in Adventure to Atlantis, where you didn't have to type the whole word. Whenever you wanted to get something, you just type G, and it's like, oh, you want to get something? Here, what do you want to get? And then you type in the rest. So those are always great. I'll say, of all the games we've played to this point, Tower of Fear is another, I'd say, above average game we've seen to this point, 3.5 stars. But it's a text adventure game without any graphics, and it depends on how far you get on the game. Based on the other adventures we've seen to this point, I'd still say about 3 stars, considering the games we've seen up to this point. Because adventure games, it depends on if you really want to play it and how much you want to get into it. Perfectly average Tower of Fear, but a good time. I'll keep going. So there's Tower of Fear. Let's press forward and see our next game.
The journey begins across an electronic sea.
Yes.
On cycles made of light.
Oh, yeah.
Get them!
Cutting edge in technology. Or 3D graphics.
Tron. Enter its world this summer.
This summer, yes. So that was this clip from the trailer for Tron that's going to be coming out in the summer. Originally, Disney was going to make the movie and video game tie-in. One of the very first times we're going to see this in the video game world, where a licensed property based on a movie turns into a bunch of different video games. So this one, they were tasked to make a Tron arcade game whenever the movie comes out in March, because Disney originally wanted the movie to come out in March. Well, the developers really pushed and pushed, and they did get this as the first version, at least, of Tron in the arcades released in March. But then the movie wasn't ready yet. So the trailer we're seeing now is the trailer that would have started around maybe May, before the summer, because it was a summer blockbuster when Tron actually came out in 1982. But the arcade game was early. And it had a few iterations that were upgraded and changed. And the very first time you could play Tron, though, was at some point in March. When it was in March, I couldn't tell you. So that's why we're sometime in March in 1982. Let's take a look at the artwork for Tron in the arcades. We got two different ones. This is by Bally Midway. The world we know has spawned another world, a parallel world of energy and light, a world where video game battles are real. So big. This game is so quintessential for what we want to do on the channel. It's a video game movie. So they're making technology, information technology, and they want to make a movie that's based on video games and the like circuit boards and grids and using terms from computers. It's fascinating. Really, the grid bugs? So there you go, Tron. See the movie, play the game by Bally Midway. Yes, and you got to remind yourself, this is by Disney. Disney made Tron. Sometimes I have to tell myself, because it just doesn't feel like a Disney property. It's also the time when Disney wasn't doing so good. So there's the back of the advertisement flyer. Diagnostic package tells you about the different modes that are going to be played in, but not a whole lot about the game itself. A really nice picture of the cabinet, which was so cool. There you go. There's the arcade cabinet for Tron. Bally Midway did all the fixings for this one. It's like they knew the movie was going to be big, especially for gamers. And so it has black lights, LED lights. It's outfixed with the perfect colors for the arcade. It even has the neon look to it. Yeah, all the different views of the arcade cabinet. So nice. And then even from the back, there's the arcade PCB. And then the control panel. Another first for the arcades, this one is controlled with a giant joystick, like a flight stick joystick with a trigger on it, and then the spinner on the left, because this one involves mini games. It's different games in one. So cool. Oh, nice. Minutes per frame. All right, yeah. I'm really excited to show everyone this one. There's another view of the side while the lights are lit up on the system. This is another arcade game. I can't do complete justice because there's so much that you get from the experience playing this in the arcade. So whenever you see the controls, just imagine you're holding a thruster flight stick with trigger and a spinner, depending on whatever the game requires for you. Yeah, controls are all over the place. Joystick was unique. 8-way leaf joystick with large actuator. Diagonal 4-way restrictor, making it possible to hit diagonals. 4-way mode was used for tanks, and then the light cycle stage used the direction of travel and the trigger to control the speed of the bike. And then you had the spinner that controls the tank top and your arm for the other minigame. There it is for the arcade marquee for Tron. Oh yeah. Tron was big. And in the arcades, this kind of started the hype for the movie, being able to play this in the arcades for the first time. So cool. And we have the manual too, the parts and operating manual by Bally Midway. You can see in the top right is the July version of the manual. There were several different iterations and updates to Tron as it went along, and it depends on also which region it was released in. So there's the different flavors. I've only heard of the upright. That's the only one I've seen and played on. I can't imagine having Tron as a cocktail. But if you notice, the mini cabinet still has the joystick, which is pretty nice. Does that mean you can't turn the cocktail cabinet around? Does that mean the cocktail has two joysticks on either side for two people to play in? And it's kind of a shame because this game is a alternate play. So if you play two people, you still take turns. You don't get to play at the same time. At least the versions I played on. If there was one, I never saw two people playing the light cycle at the same time. It was always against the computer. All right, let's scroll down and see if it has anything about the game, because this is a lot. There's a lot to unpack with what Tron is. Tron's a 1 or 2 player game. 3 models upright. Yeah, we already went through those. When playing, Tron is under your control. Tron. You make a move back and forth across the screen to confront his opponents, alien and otherwise. The methods you use to eliminate these opponents depend on which phase of the rack he's in. The game is displayed in racks. So when you begin, Tron starts out in the middle, and you move to each phase. Phase 1 is tanks. At the top of the view of the maze of the tank and the enemies in it, the higher number of the rack you're in, the greater number of enemy tanks are in with you. So as the game goes on, every phase gets progressively more and more difficult. Phase 2 is the grid bugs. It's the side view of a vertical grid represented by the player on the phase. The grid bugs, which look like spiders, begin to appear and start multiplying immediately. At the same time, you're also coming at you, shoot as many as you can, trying to get to the IO tower, the input-output tower. And then phase 3 is the cycles phase, the very famous cycles phase. You're looking at the top view of cyclists. The higher the number of rack you're in, the greater number of enemy cyclists are in with you. You cannot run into any walls, cross your own light trail, or cross the enemy cycles track. If you do, you'll be destroyed. The light cycle phase is essentially the snake game, which we've seen before. The only difference is the cycles continue to have light spreading from them. The snake games we played, the majority of the snake games, was you eat something or pick up something and the snake gets progressively longer, but the cycles is different. So for genres of video games, sometimes people break them up. You have snake games and then you have the light cycle games. But to tell you the truth, playing on the channel, we've already seen games that took the light cycle formula. They're already doing it, even though I thought this was the first. No, it's just they took... Majority of the modes in this, in the Tron, are something we've seen before, but they've just ramped them up and changed them a little bit. And then the last phase is the MCP blocks, which is kind of like a breakout clone. Bonus Trons are rewarded periodically throughout the game as you reach and pass certain pre-selected point values, but all you do is you're breaking colored blocks that constantly descend on you. The major features in this one, that's cool. They do what Atari does and tell you what's the new cool thing. Several major features is completely new and easy to use diagnostic package, complete ROM RAM check with bad chip location, capability of checking each game's different sound individually, provision for each checking control and switch separately, full function bookkeeping mode, entire options list. So this is pretty technical for the operator, but I love knowing what's new in the technological world of the arcade game or the arcade system. So you heard that right. This game allows you to test the different sounds individually in the game. It's a sound test. It's not the first, but it's cool that this is the new feature for Bally Midway. Object of the game is to have fun while constantly increasing skill as you play, wiping out as many enemies as possible. Each time you get the high score. Yes. And then we don't need location and setup. We got it set up. So there's some examples of versions and iterations that were happening in 1982 throughout the summer. Let's go to the arcades and play the latest release. It's Tron, at some point in March 1982 by Bally Midway. Yes! Like we do with the very popular arcade games, we have lots of different artwork. Here it is, the upright cabinet. Well, you can't see the control panel, the joysticks down below, but you can see what it is giving you a 3D feel with the artwork and the neon lights in the background. And just to show you what else we have, the different ones is there's a different kind of zoomed out view where you can see a little bit more of the artwork on the sides. And then we have, if you have the cabaret, they keep it pretty simple. They just have singular 2D artwork on the sides. And then this one is just some different ones. And then kind of more of a zoomed in view of what it looks like. So we're going to go for the original. And then I want to zoom this in so we can see the whole game as if we were there. It's been going through the attract mode, showing the point values. It doesn't go through... Oh, it does have the selection view. Okay, I thought it was just going to go through the mini games. But it plays out every single mini game. You got 4 different ones, and they even were going to have one more, which was the discs that were in the movie, because the developers got some previews of what the movie was going to have and the different scenes in the movie, but they didn't have time to implement the discs in this game. So the next game we see with Tron is called Discs of Tron. And it's just that one mini game turned into one full arcade game. Imagine if this had 5 game modes. All 5 were included in one. Incredible. All right, let's put a coin in. And push and start. Let's go. Selection screen gives you a countdown. You just pick one of the places you want to go. Let's go to the phase up here. Now you have to control both the joystick and the spinner at the same time. So the spinner controls my little Tron arm that spins left and right. And you're breaking across the rainbow blocks, just like Breakout, to get to the top of the screen. And it even ricochets back, and you gotta hurry up, make it to the... Oh, I touched the side. But if you make it to the top, then you finish that phase. Oh. Sad day in Tron world. Alright, so let's try a different one out. Let's move to the left. Enter the flashing circle before timer expires. This one we destroy the spiders. Same control as the Breakout style. Get the spiders and move in. Got it. It's essentially mini games, but just mini games done so well. Let's go down to the bottom. This one is avoid hitting light traces, avoid and walls, and trigger for speed control. Oh, yes, the light cycle phase. There we go. Always block them in. Let's go to the right. Let's see what this one is. The tank mode. So same thing. We have a kind of a dual stick control. I have one stick that's moving the tank, and then the other one is the spinner that moves the tank's turret around. And shots ricochet. Let's see if we can get a little smart with this. Yeah, there we go. So much fun. Yeah, moving and shooting at different times is great. And it's different than the twin stick shooters that we've been seeing in the arcades. Having the spinner. Oh, I touched it again. Just your character's so large. Looks like we got one life left. I'll give it another shot. Let's finish it out so we can go into the harder difficulty level. Try to enter the MCP cone. There we go. Just barely slipped in. Thank you. Yes, any tips are always helpful. Okay, let's go with the left this time. I think they change it now. Oh no, it's different with more enemies. Very unfair that the enemies take multiple shots, and of course you go down in one hit. But it's great seeing multiple ways to play the game, and they all get progressively more difficult. Alright, so is this using the... Oh, it uses the flight stick. Okay, nice. It is, and you use the trigger to put in your... Nice. Trigger to select the letters for your name. Okay, so let's go again. I wonder if it saves... It does. It saves the difficulty. How about that? Oh, yeah. Difficulty's already ranked up, but it's so fun. Okay, let's try that again. I know I can finish the light cycles. I guess I can't. 3 against 1? Yeah, tricky. Alright, let's try a different game mode. So I have the spinner that controls the arm control, and then I have the... Oh, nice. Yeah, that one's a good one. And I have the joystick that controls my body. And it works really well. Okay, let's go to the last one. There we go. Thanks, L. Curtis B. The Tron Pro. Okay, let's go back to this one. Let's see if we can finish the light cycles. Oh, that time I messed up the joystick. It flicked the wrong way. Score ranking is now 2, and we still can do it, right? Yeah. They only give us 2 letters. It's jumping down to the end. Alright, let's put another coin in, and it saves it. That's so great. You can just keep playing, and it gets harder and harder difficulty, and it saves it for you. That's fantastic. No, I don't know how he got away from me. Oh, they include even more in the harder difficulties? Oh, I hit him head on that time. Because you're controlling this with that giant flight stick. Alright, let's try it again. I'm going to hold it down instead of trying to maneuver so quick. There we go. I got lucky on that. Oh, that was great. They were nice to me. Yeah, you have the trigger on the joystick. If you push that in, it goes faster. This one might be the hardest one. Having to destroy the tanks, multiple hits. Oh, sorry, I got a few of them. You have to use the ricochets to help you out. Every single one of the mini games, you could go back and decide, you know, this is a game we've seen before. So it's not that it's doing anything new, it's that it has so many all at once that you can play in the game. And the presentation is so good. Alright, go. Okay, there's one. Oh, I almost died. I tried to dodge it fast, but I was too slow. They take, I think, 3 hits each. Wow, yeah, you have to think ahead. All right, let's try it again. Going into the tank mode. Okay. No, it wasn't fast enough. I knew he was coming too. Does it end there? Yeah, it does. Score ranking still 2, because we're not really lasting too long. And like I said before, if you had 2 people, and you notice that the arcade cabinet just has 1 flight stick and 1 spinner, so if you played with 2 hitting the second player button, it would be the exact same thing. It's just alternating controls. Oh, wasn't prepared for that one. At this point in the arcades, there's a lot of pros out there. Oh, see, now that was my mistake. And so whenever they design this game, they know that you're going to be playing more difficult. And we're actually on the 2nd difficulty level. Oh, they pinched me in. Yeah, this might be the hardest one. And it's funny because tank games are the oldest one. So it should be the one where the pros at. I'm going to put in some random CC it is. Well, this game has saved our location. So we played through the whole first round, all 4 minigames, and now we're on the 2nd level of difficulty. So this is the next level up. And if we finish this, we'll go to the 3rd level up. So I'm almost through the 2nd level if I can just get past the tank mode. Okay. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's do it. Yes! We got it! So that means the 2nd round is done. Now we move to the 3rd round. Let's check out the right side and see what this one is. Okay, here we go. Gotta move quick. Oh, wait, it's the other side. Oh, no, they switched it up on me. I wasn't ready. Oh, barely touched it. So now we're on an even harder difficulty level for all of the game modes. But as long as you have enough money, you can just keep going. As long as no one's pressuring you in the arcades. Yes, we got it. So that one's done. No, I didn't. I see basic. Yeah, let's check out basic. Yeah, there we go. Even easier than the other one. Okay, let's go to this side. Next one. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They cranked up the... Look how many sprites are on screen. Wow. But like I said, as long as you have the money, you can just keep going. And it saves where you left off. Always a plus. Alright, we'll just say CD. Yeah, let's go. I got enough money. We're breaking the bank in the arcades to play Tron. Gosh, you gotta be so careful of the way you get touched on them, though. It's because they moved them farther down on the screen. And they multiply, so they're constantly spawning. I'm getting gauntlet PTSD right now. The elf shot the food. I don't think I can get through. Oh my gosh. I can't. I did it. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. That is intense. All right, last one. Is the tanks? Oh no, you gotta be kidding me. Wow. Yeah, this would take a while. But yeah, if you have enough money, you can just keep trying over and over and over again until you finish it up. That is a blast. So there you go. That is Tron. Of all the games we've seen up to this point, if we're just going to rate this on everything we've ever seen, it's a 5-star game. Tron is one of the best games you could play in 1982. Bar none. On computers, on arcade, handhelds, anything. Tron is like the top tier of any video game. And it's going to be copied, and we're going to see this ported to lots of different systems because of the popularity of the movie and because of this game, this arcade game. Wow. Yes, Bally Midway, way to go.
On cycles made of light.
Yeah, and if you put your money in, that's a good point. You don't have to play the same game every time. You can pick a different one. And I'm sure when this was released, think of in the arcades, the lines that formed, the people that were playing. As soon as you were out, you could see what someone picked and realize, oh wait, I don't want to play that game, but let's try another one. So great idea. Let's press forward and see our next game. We're next on the Commodore VIC-20, and this is Invaders. After going from the arcades to Invaders, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. We don't have a box for this, just a few screenshots. And we have two different Invaders games. One of them's by Bridge Software, another one's by Brendan Jones. Let's take a look at the Brendan Jones version of Invaders. So two different games called Invaders in 1982. All right, so this is left and colon for right, and then A for fire, okay? L and right. Why not use R for right? Oh, and joystick too? Let's see. Joystick? It is joystick control. Okay, we don't need to know the controls. The joystick works. This is the most tile-based of tile-based Space Invaders I think we've ever played, if that makes any sense. So Invaders, oh man, we played much better on the Commodore VIC-20. The jerkiness of the Space Invaders is so jarring after going from the arcades and playing Tron. And they didn't have difficulty levels for this one. So I'd say for that version, it's borderline bad, in between bad and below average. But let's play the one we're here for. The Invaders for the Commodore VIC-20. This is by Richard Hine and Bridge Software at some point in March 1982. Yes, spacebar fire, cursors left and right. Oh, okay, maybe this doesn't use joystick. Let's see. Oh, we have difficulty levels. All right, let's try level 2. Any joystick control? No. No joystick control. It is only cursor keys, yes. And if you remember the cursor keys on your VIC-20, I'm using the what's considered the up and left keys to move around, which is a little bizarre. But this is level 2, and this sucker is fast. I'm surprised I haven't died yet. But same thing, tile-based. Who knew? Two different games called Invaders, and they're really, really similar. But I'd say that if you use a joystick, it's always going to be better. This is keyboard, spacebar to fire. So there you go. Think of all the fixed shooters. Think of all the Space Invaders variants we played. There's a lot out there. And for Invaders, this one's going to be... It's so difficult to say if it's bad or not bad because it's right there in between the two. And we're kind of lumping both together, but I still say, yeah, I'll say it's a bad title considering the other ones we played. We played better on the VIC-20 and better on other home computers. Yeah, it is a decent speed. I'd say really fast, yeah, for the time. But we've seen better ones we could play. However, I always will say as the caveat, if I had the VIC-20 and this was the Space Invaders game I'd play a lot of this. It would work because it works great. It is not broken, that's for sure. And with that, let's press forward and see our last game of the evening. Here we go on the MS-DOS or IBM PC. This is Videotrek 88, the latest in the Star Trek variant strategy games. One of the best Star Trek variants that you could play at the time. And this is one that we couldn't find a box for, but if you wanted to play a Star Trek variant, if you already played lots of them, this one incorporates everything from all the other Star Trek variants and then adds in even more than we've seen. Because we've already seen people take the same idea and just add a few things on where you can move and how you can move and different special weapons you can acquire and how the fighting works and all of that. But this one's kind of a cool treat. Let's play it for just a little bit. No box for this one, just a few screenshots. So here we go. It's Videotrek 88 at some point in March 1982 for Windmill Software. I don't think we'll have green dancing aliens until probably 88 is my guess. All right, so this goes into a demo if you don't push anything. If you press 9 if you want to, but we'll just go and begin the game. since we don't have a manual, we would need some kind of way to know what the commands are. And this one does a pretty good job at showing you the commands you can have. Romulan and Klingon empires form United Front. Threat to galactic peace mounts. United Federation of Planet formulates defense. Do you wish to see the briefing? Yes, yes we do. Oh, there it is, the Enterprise. The United Federation of Planets has recommissioned you from retirement to take charge of the defense attack against the combined forces of Romulan and Klingon empires. The Romulans and Klingons have joined together? We've got to do something. Intergalactic war has already been declared. Our satellite probe has not yet returned with a report determining the precise number of enemy forces. The preservation of truth, justice, and the democratic way depends on the success of your mission. So the other games, you were going around the galaxy killing Klingons. Now you have the Klingon-Romulan combined forces that you go against for this one. Your starship's been refitted to give you advantage of the latest technology. The evolution of the defense tactics has been left to you. The Enterprise is currently in dry dock at Federation headquarters. When the transporters beam the personnel on board, you are automatically shuttled into space. As your warp drive stabilizes, your instrumentation panel shows full power, your chronometer logs the star dates, and the Enterprise becomes dependent on your skillful manipulation of the following devices. 1. You get long-range sensor. Updates information of surrounding quadrant in galactic charts. By the way, I love this presentation. For all the Star Trek variants, this one's going through everything you have in the game. So even if you don't have the manual, you still got it. We also have 2, our short-range sensor. Automatically probes the quadrant for information. May be activated manually if necessary. 3, you have the ship's computer that redistributes energy levels among your devices. Enter the device number when prompted. And 4, the deflector shields. Greater power to shields deflects a larger amount of enemy attack, but consumes greater energy, especially when warp engines are engaged. 5, you have the warp. To engage speed across quadrants in the galaxy. Enter warp factor and direction when prompted. Press spacebar to disengage warp drive. You have 6, impulse. Use maneuver within a quadrant. Enter impulse speed and direction when prompted. Press the spacebar to disengage impulse power. 7, phasers. Primary weapon for instantaneous response. Enter energy level when directed and prompted. Damage to enemy decreases with distance. Photon torpedoes, maximum of 9 on board at one time. Strike force is predetermined but greater than phaser power. Enter direction when prompted. Yes, I believe this was free shareware, but it did have a publishing company. So if someone did pay money for this, let me know. We also have the antimatter pods, heavy artillery. We have the repair status that reports the estimated time and lengths of stardates for repair of damaged devices. We have D, docking at starbase. To refuel, we have the self-destruct to use as a last resort. So you basically have all the commands that Captain Kirk did when you played the game. I mean, whenever you watch the show, you can do it all. Primary system check complete. Engineering officer confirms all systems are operational. Prepare for security classification check. Enter your present rank. So this would be your difficulty level. You can be trainee, ensign, lieutenant, captain, or admiral. We are definitely trainees, so I'm pushing 1. Good luck, trainee. Your self-destruction code is 2. Don't accidentally press 2. And that is so rare to hear the IBM PC playing the Star Trek theme. Transporter activated. Look at the presentation on this. And it's on the IBM. On a PC in 1982. It really gives you a fresh take on the Star Trek variant. And still playing the sound. It is so good. Video Trek 88. Alright, so we're in. Shows our present location on the galactic chart and the sector map, and then the commands come up. And while we're just beginning the beginning of the game and how the game's played, this one has the best way to attack and fight from your ship's perspective. And it kind of is reminiscent of Star Raiders, or the Space Raiders we just played earlier. But you can see on the side, they give you all your numbers for commands. So if I want to do like a short-range scan, I push number 2. And it shows, well, we already have the short-range scan up, so it's showing us what we have over there. And it's giving you the symbols and what they mean at the bottom of the screen. So it is a heavily detailed strategy game, but it's doing it so well, giving you everything right there on the front, so you can pick up and play this easier than the other Star Trek variants. While we're at the end of this evening playing Video Trek 88, this is one of the best Star Trek variants that you could play, and I'm going to go and give this one a 4-star. It is an excellent title for 1982. And especially if you had any game to play on the computer, if you were a Star Trek fan, this is a must-play. It is not official, obviously, but they got music for Star Trek in there, and they start you with the everything that you do as the captain from the other Star Trek variants we played. All right, so that's where we have to put our video game playing on pause. If you went to 1982, what would you rate all these games on our 5-star rating scale? Let me know down below in the comments. And that's it for today. And like I always say, computers and programs start thinking, then the people will stop. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.